Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So आज हमारे चैनल पे ना बहुत बड़ा सा जो है ओनरशिप रिव्यू होने वाला है एंड आई एम श्योर कि आपने कभी भी ऐसा एक मोटरसाइकिल नहीं देखे होंगे जो कि एक साल और एक महीने में 75,000 किलोमीटर्स के अवधि हैं। जी हाँ दोस्तों, ऑन दिस अल्ट्रावायलेट F77 मिस्टर हरीश इज हियर जो कि 75,000 किलोमीटर्स का कवर कर चुके हैं। दोस्तों एज अ राइडर फर्स्ट तो मैं इनको सैल्यूट करना चाहूँगा कि भाई मानना पड़ेगा आपके पेशेंस को, एंड एज अ राइडर आई हैव गॉट लॉट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट फॉर यू। ओके सो आपको बताया तो दोस्तों मेरा अल्ट्रावायलेट खरीदने का रीज़न भी कहीं ना कहीं डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली इनका जो राइडिंग स्टाइल है एंड इनकी जो राइड के बाद ये जो रिजल्ट्स बेसिकली निकाले हैं ना इस बाइक से, उसने मुझे जो है कॉन्फिडेंस दिया है। एनीवेज बहुत सारे बातें करते हैं, पहले मैं कैमरे के पीछे आ जाऊँ बिकॉज आई वांट मिस्टर हरीश टू स्पीक मोर एंड आई विल बी जस्ट आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस। सो लेट्स जस्ट बिगिन। आई एम श्योर कि दोस्तों ये वीडियो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है, इसको एंड तक देखना। ये लंबा वीडियो रहेगा लेकिन इसमें आपके ईवी को लेकर ना जितने सारे कंफ्यूजन्स या डाउट्स या कुछ भी है वो सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा। सो मिस्टर हरीश, आई विल गो टू द कैमरा एंड आई विल आस्क सम क्वेश्चंस। ठीक है, थैंक यू। थैंक यू सो मच। सबसे पहले, हाउ आर यू?
Doing great.
Doing great?
Yes.
The first time I saw you was with Mr. Narayan.
Yes.
He had been explaining about you and then वहाँ से फिर मैं आपके जर्नी को थोड़ा फॉलो किया। तो अब जो है यार पूरा का पूरा जानेंगे। सो हरीश, पहले बात मुझे बताइए कि अभी ये अल्ट्रावायलेट आपका how many months? 13 months?
13 months.
13 months. And you have done about?
75,000 kilometers in 400 days.
Okay. So we'll take a reading of the
Now it is
75,219 guys. You can just check this out. Okay, ठीक है. So Harish, I wanted to understand कि how did you think of buying this motorcycle at the first place?
Just before buying this EV, I was cycling.
Okay.
I had a Merlin Thor, India's fattest bicycle. The tires are fatter than Royal Enfield tires.
Oh.
No electric, nothing. I used to do a lot of cycling. Over 25,000 kilometers of cycling I did.
Okay.
The longest distance which I covered was 352 kilometers within 20 hours.
Oh my God.
Prior to that, 321 kilometers. That way I did multiple triple century ride. I did bicycle with the Bangalore Bicycle Mayor, Health Minister and Netherlands General Council Deputy Mayor. When I was doing so big in cycling is more of a sustainable mobility. So when I became a certified bicycle trainer for HSR cyclist group through Karnataka state government body DULT. Then I thought, okay, when I am promoting so much of sustainability, why to get into another petrol bike? Then that is the time I found this EV, which is part of sustainable mobility, as well as it's a sporty bike. It's not normal scooter kind of.
Right.
And then I got interest and I took it, and till today, no regrets. I'm enjoying it.
So when you thought of buying Ultraviolette, before that, did you own any other bike?
I had Pulsar 200 NS, which is a sports bike in Pulsar category.
Right.
So I was riding it for a decade. Prior to that, I had Pulsar 150, and prior to that, Hero Honda Splendor and Suzuki Samurai.
Wow.
Very first bike was Hero Puch, which is more than 22-23
Oh my
years
God,
before.
it's same. For me also it's the same.
Yeah.
So then that means, Harish, this is your first EV.
Yes.
Okay. Now Harish, when you thought of buying this, didn't you have this question ki it's an electric motorcycle? Actually what I see these days, no, a lot of people keep asking me ki can we trust the battery, can we trust an EV, and then a lot of people say that ki we will have range anxiety and all that. So didn't you have all those kind of questions?
I'm more of a brand loyal person.
Okay.
I take more time to choose a brand, but once I choose it, I'll relate to that.
Okay.
For example, I'm using Apple products from more than 15 years for now. I never bought any other mobile or laptop apart from Apple products. Same way, I was using Pulsar bikes for more than 15 years. Pulsar 150, 200 NS, everything. For 15 years I used it. Now, I took nearly 2 years to buy this.
Oh.
Much before their launch, I was following them.
Okay.
I was liking each and every specs and the presentation, whatever they were giving it. I got impressed. I wanted to go. I wanted to buy a Gen 1 bike, very first bike, but this is Mac 2.
Okay.
When I booked it, it's a Gen 1 bike. By the time I get the delivery, it's Mac 2.
Okay.
This is the first Mac 2 upgraded bike.
Oh wow. Oh, so basically, I think they have also upgraded all the Gen 1 bikes with Mac 2.
This is the beauty of Ultraviolette, which I found it compared to any other automobile and gadgets. So any bike you buy, it has a backward compatibility.
Okay.
So both hardware, that is panels, and software, they upgrade it to the next version whichever they launch. This one, I bought the bike on March 2nd, 2024. I expected delivery was May 10th, 2024. But Mac 2 launch happened on April 25th. Then I asked them, my bike is already booked, registered, everything is ready in your go down, like please upgrade it to Mac 2.
Okay. So
With the free of cost, they upgraded to Mac 2 and delivery was on May 17, 2025.
Oh, okay.
It's a booked Gen 1, got delivered Mac 2.
Okay.
With free of cost, they upgraded.
Oh, nice. First thing I wanted to understand, what was the cost, roughly? Not exact, but roughly.
Gen 1 was little costlier. Like on road, it came up to 4.5 lakh. This is a Recon version, not the original. There are two versions. One is original, another one is Recon. Original is around 3 lakh and the Recon is 4 lakh.
Okay.
And since I took each and every accessories and Gen 1,
fully loaded.
Fully loaded, it went above 6 lakh.
Okay.
But the same bike now you may get it around 5.5 as well because costs have been little reduced.
All right. First, tell me, where have you taken this motorcycle so far?
As soon as I bought the bike, my first long distance ride was 4,400 km.
Oh, wow.
Bangalore to Kolkata. No pre-planning done. Just I left Bangalore and I figured it out, charging station, everything on the go.
All right.
Then I got a very good idea like how to figure out the charging station.
All right.
Now any place I may go, I don't sit and pre-plan. I just step out.
Okay.
I know that this bike has around 300 plus range. So at least 150-200 km I don't worry much.
Okay.
I ride.
Okay.
Then I'll figure out some charging station based on my previous experience.
All right.
And I'll move ahead.
So, Harish, so the first trip was to Kolkata.
Yes.
And how many days did you take it for that whole trip, that 4,000 plus kilometers?
I planned it for 4 days. It
Okay.
took 6 days.
Okay.
Because there was one place in Vizag. It took me 23 hours in one place.
How?
Because to find the charging station, I reached midnight 12 o'clock. Entire Vizag was sleeping.
Okay.
Till morning 7, 8 I waited.
You have to wait.
Yeah, then 9 o'clock I figured out one charging station, that in welding shop.
Oh.
They are great enough to give me the socket. I started charging within few hours. Due to overheating, the bike stopped charging. I wasn't aware why it's not charging. Then I got to know that I covered my boost charger with the Panner's rain cover. When I called UV support, they took a remote access of my bike. They figured out the issue. Harish, how much over the hot climate or cold climate, the battery will work, the charger will work, but don't cover so that ventilation will stop.
Yes.
Then I kept it aside somewhere in shady area. Then again I started charging it. So at least there is somebody took a remote access and figured out the issue.
Right.
Then from then onwards I got to know that I stopped covering it. Whenever it's heavy rainfall or hot climate, I charge it that way.
So I think the charger also has a rain. It is rain proofing or something.
Charger.
I see at the Ultraviolette station, they have the chargers outside.
Even I charge in a place where the flooding kind of rainfall.
Oh.
East Coast, Nellore is a city I was charging in open space. The rain was like a flooding kind of rain.
Okay.
No issues to charging, no issues to the battery, no issues to the charger.
Amazing. So then Harish, so that was the first trip. And then after that, where did you all go? I mean, because 75,000 kilometers, I'm just trying to understand where you have visited.
Almost entire India I covered. So since after this 4,400 kilometer Kolkata, I went short trips like 2,000 kilometer.
Okay.
Just doing to Kochi, Hyderabad, Vizag. There and all I went for a space station launch. Ultraviolette space stations were opening. So I went for launch. Then another big ride comes. It is pride of Ultraviolette as well in Ambi Valley. Valley Run, F99 Valley Run.
Yes.
So F99 awarded as the fastest Indian.
Yes.
There many people came from Bangalore and Pune, Mumbai and all, but most of them they came in the car or some other mode.
Okay.
I went in bike.
If
I would have covered just a Valley Run, round trip would have been around 2,000 kilometers. But from there I covered entire West Coast and I went to Goa for IBW Motor Soul and I went. So since I covered entire West Coast, starting from Daman, Diu, Maharashtra, Mumbai, Goa and Karnataka and Kerala, it went up to 5,177 kilometers.
Wow.
That is second longest trip.
So in a day, Harish, how many kilometers usually you cover?
Maximum is 600 to 650.
Okay.
If everything I find properly, the charging station and charging duration is optimum, 600, 650.
Okay.
On an average, 500 I cover. Sometime finding charging station, it may take time. Charging duration might be long.
Right.
That time 400 is minimum.
So how do you plan? Can you please let me know? Because a lot of people have got this range anxiety. Okay. So because I had been using electric, like I have a scooter, I also have an electric car. So now I don't suffer that anxiety anymore. I know how to plan the trip. But for a motorcycle, when you are taking it outside, because now I'm using the vehicles in the city itself. Okay. But when you take it outside, how do you plan your charge?
Okay. So first thing, range, how I plan range is, if it is 100% charge, I don't look at the speed, I look at the watt hours per kilometer, power consumption.
Okay.
It will be clearly shown dynamically. So if I am maintaining on an average of 40 watt hours per kilometer, I get 260, 270 range.
Okay, so you get 260 kilometers.
If it is 40, if it is the average 300, sorry, if it is average is 30 watt hours per kilometer, I get 300 range.
Okay.
So far highest I clocked is 313.
313. Oh
Yeah,
my god, that's near to the claimed range, I believe.
Yes, yes.
Huh.
I clocked it. So sometime it primarily depends on the terrain.
Okay.
When I was riding on Himalayas, when it is upward terrain, the watt hours per kilometer went up to 120 watt hours
Oh
per
my
kilometer.
god.
That time hardly I get 100 to 110 range.
Okay.
But when you are coming downwards, we can use the region feature, we can get the range back.
Recharge, yes.
So that way, like I plan in such a way that if I am going upwards, I don't worry much about that range. I just ride it up. While coming down, I know that I can come without even losing the charge.
Right.
So that way, like I plan when I'm on highways, on an average somewhere between 200 to 250 I'll get.
Okay.
So at least 150 kilometer I don't worry.
Okay.
Afterwards also I don't worry. I know that where and all to check.
So Harish, our audience will definitely like to know that how do you find a charging station while riding on a long highway trip?
Okay, first thing I'll take example of 2000 kilometer. I'm riding from Bangalore to Kolkata.
Right.
I plan it for 4 days. So per day on an average 500 kilometer. So this bike has a range of around 300 kilometer. I take it 200 to 250 range. So per day I need hardly one charging station. So I find it somewhere in food courts or petrol bunks or two-wheeler electric bike or car showrooms or third-party charging apps like Bolt, Kazam, e-mobility. There are very big list. I have some 15 to 20 third-party charging apps.
Okay.
So I plan it on my route, whichever comes. Entire Kerala is covered with charge mode.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
After each 10-20 kilometer, you get charge mode.
Oh, that sooner you get.
Yeah,
Wow.
entire Kerala. So that way I know state wise. If I go towards Kolkata, West Bengal and northern part, entire those states covered with ATGL. Adani's.
Charging.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that way I know state wise which all they covered. If I go to Nepal, they covered is something. So state wise everybody want to move to sustainable mobility, electric.
Okay.
So they are increasing the charging infrastructure. That way finding one, and also isn't that once the ride ends per that day, if I have to take a hotel accommodation, I look for such kind of hotel accommodation who has a basement parking, and 99% of all the hotel rooms will have a socket.
Oh, they have?
16 amp socket. If it's request that we'll stay here, we'll charge overnight. So we will take a accommodation, we'll stay there and we'll charge the bike, and again morning we can start fresh.
Acha.
And so we can plan in such a way that we can make a stay in hotel accommodation, morning we can leave, lunch break we can start somewhere for charging, then again night one more accommodation. That way also can be done. Once,
In the day one, one.
yeah,
And night one.
Night one.
Right.
2 times we can charge, and 400 to 500 we can cover per day. 4 days, 2000. Even in petrol bikes, covering 2000 kilometer in 4 days is a big thing.
It's a big thing. Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's true. So then, Harish, but sometimes you may not get charges, right? As
That
it
is the
happened
time, because first thing we should approach them.
Huh.
If somebody says no, it's fine.
Huh.
The kind of places where I charge, like I charge in a welding shop.
Okay.
Since I asked, they gave a permit, I have charged. And there's a place I asked, one temple. I did not ask them, I was expecting the 16 amp socket, then says that, okay, in our temple to put the speakers and loudspeaker and all, we have a socket, can you charge here? In a temple I charged.
So people are helpful.
So first thing we should approach.
Yes.
We don't have to mandate and request. When you approach, there are people to help.
Okay. And Harish,
Yeah.
normally with the boost charger, how much time does it take to charge the battery fully?
Okay, this also, if the power supply is good, there is no fluctuation. So it takes 3 minutes per 1%.
3 minutes. So
300 minutes for 100%. That is 5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours it will take. If there is a power fluctuation, if the power supply is low, voltage is low, that time it may take 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours.
But you will always need a 15 ampere
16 amp socket. Sometimes luckily you get 20 amp socket, 32 amp socket.
Oh, is it?
Nothing will happen to the battery or charger. The speed will increase. Like within 3.5 hours, you'll charge 100%. That happened in welding shop. That happened in some other places. Range depends on the terrain where you are riding and riding pattern.
Right.
The speed of charging depends on the power supply.
Okay. Achha.
This is where I tell, like, this is just like a water. The charger and battery are just like a water. Whatever you mix, it takes that color. So wherever you are charging, that speed it takes.
Okay.
Nothing related to the charger. They are working perfectly fine. If it is charging slow, Issue is the power supply, not with the charger or
Not with
battery.
the charger. Okay. So and also there are ultraviolettes. This pro charging. What do we call it?
Supernova Plus.
Yes.
Supernova is just like boost charger.
Huh.
Inside there will be a boost charger only, so the range, speed, everything is same.
Same.
But if you are going Supernova Plus, it's 3 times faster. In 1%, 1 minute.
Oh, that means in 100 minutes you can charge the full battery.
But there now you can charge up to 80%.
80. Okay. Because
So
it's
80
too
minutes.
fast.
Yeah, super fast. Like if you are keeping at 10%, 20%, within 60 minutes, 80%.
Oh, so that means there is a Supernova Plus.
Yes.
Oh, this I got confused. Because last time when I saw your bike parked there,
That is Supernova.
that is Supernova.
Huh.
Oh, that's not a Plus.
Supernova Plus is currently only at 2 locations.
One is Ultraviolette.
One is Ultraviolette hangar in front of that. There is one Supernova Plus.
Right.
Another one is Tumkur Road after Chitradurga.
Oh, after Chitradurga there is a charger?
That is Supernova Plus.
Acha. Okay. But we can know if the charger is working or not on the app?
Yes,
We
it
can
shows.
know. It shows.
Yes.
So that means I can ride sometime to Chittur and then charge and then come back.
Yes, yes.
Oh, this is a good idea you have given. Okay, so Harish, now the thing is ki because it's a EV, okay, a lot of people have this question that ki are EVs reliable? Because a lot of people have questions about the battery, I mean, how long it will last or not. And Ultraviolette says that you have got like 8 years of warranty and 8 lakh kilometers. I think the extended warranty goes to that
Yes.
level, right? So what's your opinion about that?
In this context, I'll tell you, like when I'm riding long distance, many people ask the same, what's the cost of the battery? If this battery goes, what's the cost?
Yeah.
Then I told them that this has a 8 lakh kilometer warranty. What is 8 lakh kilometer? In general, any person can ride usually 10,000 per year.
Right.
10 years for 1 lakh kilometer. So 8 lakh means 80 years.
8 years.
So 8 years is 3 generation. If you have bought this bike when you are around 30s, when you are 60s, that is 1 generation gone.
Right.
Next your son, then your grandson. After 3 generations, obviously you will be thinking something else. Maybe in the same brand or different brand.
Right.
So since the validity is so long, 8 years and 8 lakh kilometer, now it's 75,000 kilometers, still battery is as good as new.
Okay, so no problem at all.
No problem at all. The charging speed is same and discharging is same and range is same. Depending on the same terrain, assume that when I got a very first bike, as soon as I got the bike, I did 4,400 kilometer. Same route tomorrow I am starting.
Okay.
Range will remain the same, charging speed will remain the same. So that is what I experienced from past 400 days.
Harish, so I had been riding only for last 1 week, okay, because recently I bought the bike.
Yeah.
I'm getting about 170 to 180 range.
Yeah.
Is it because I am consuming more watt hour?
That is perfectly right. Watt hours consumption also depends on the, as I told you, terrain. No, I'll tell you. When I was going on Himalayas, even though my speed was less, it has to pull upwards.
Right.
120 watt hours per kilometer.
Okay.
But when I was coming down, 11 watt hours per kilometer.
That's why the...
That is when it comes to Himalayas. When it comes to normal roads also, there will be to some extent upwards, downwards. So it changes depending on the terrain. In that terrain also, your riding pattern can control the watt hours per kilometer.
Okay. So I have to ride slow?
It's not slow. Smooth acceleration. No aggressive acceleration.
Okay.
No aggressive throttling.
Okay.
So it should be smooth.
So
in
little light throttle, you mean to say?
Yeah, even if you go very fast as well, the throttling, the way how you throttle should be controlled. Yeah.
And on the highway, usually what kind of speed you maintain?
As I told you again, I focus on the watt hours per kilometer rather than the speed.
Right.
But maximum I went up to 120 to 130.
Okay.
What happens is, like I know that I'm charging here. Next charging station is after 200 or 250 kilometer. I ride accordingly. I maintain the watt hours per kilometer to get that range.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm charging at Kolar, hardly 50-60 kilometer or 80 kilometer. I ride very fast. Anyways, I'm reaching the destination.
Right.
Let me charge.
Right. So that way, usual, let's say the average speed when you're doing on the highway, it will be around 80-90 or so?
Yeah.
On an average?
Minimum 60 to 70, average 80 to 90.
80 to 90.
Sometimes I go 100 plus.
Okay. The next question I wanted to ask is a kind of a personal question, because I sometimes find it like for this riding posture it is difficult, right? How do you manage? I mean, don't you get like back pain and all?
Yeah. This is the most commonly asked question. I give certain examples. For example, if you're a farmer, every day you're going to do agricultural work, you don't feel so much tired or pained. Or if you're a labor, you are carrying 100 kg bags for some 100 bags and loading on the truck. You don't feel the body pain because your body got used to it.
Right.
Same goes with if you're a fitness enthusiast. If you like 20, 200, 300 deadlift also, nothing will happen. But when you are doing it for the first time, you feel painful.
Okay.
Or 10th time, 20th time painful. As you get used, now I covered 75,000 kilometers on this bike. My body got used to, my body has become an integral part of this bike.
Yes.
So my body got used to it. It's not that I did not get pain initially. There are two ways. When you get a pain, either you give up or you get used to it.
You still
I got
continue.
used to it.
Right, right. That's right. So one more thing I would like to ask, which a lot of people will like to know. Since you have covered, I think you are the only person who have covered maximum number of kilometers with the Ultraviolette.
Yeah, maximum number of kilometers and international ride and lot of off-roading.
Right.
Like entire Sahyadri mountain region of 1000 kilometer I did.
Right.
In Goa off-roading I did.
Yes.
In Bangalore in and around many hills I covered off-roading. That way, and the biggest off-roading is Nepal.
Right.
2000 kilometer off-roading, in which last 200 kilometers extremely challenging terrain.
So now you have to tell me the adventure trips. So
It is 6 international borders. India-Nepal border, Nepal-China border, Bhutan, and India-Tibet border, which is Nathula border.
Okay.
Then Fulbari border, Bangladesh.
So in Nepal, where have you visited?
Entire Nepal, starting from Panitanki border, that is India border, from there to Kathmandu, which is 500 kilometer.
Right.
From Kathmandu towards Nepal-China border, Muktinath, Lomantang,
Oh, Lomantang you have been.
Yeah, Lomantang.
Oh, you have been to Lomantang?
Korala border.
Okay.
That is Nepal-China border.
Yes.
There it was minus 10 degree temperature. January first week I went.
Because I see some of your photos with this ice and snow.
That is in Nathula border, India-Tibet border. This is the first electric bike to get permit to Nathula border.
Oh, wow.
And the deputy director of permit cell has ridden this bike. He got impressed with the bike and he saw all my previous rides. Then he gave a permit saying that the first TV to get permit to Nathula border, where I was riding on the snow.
But how did you manage, man, on the snow? It is quite difficult, right? And see, the other question I have, I'm very curious to understand this, because EVs kind of deliver the torque in a different way compared to our regular ICE engine, right? The torque is actually high.
Yes.
But obviously it depends on how you throttle, use the throttle. So how do you manage those icy places, difficult terrains?
Yeah. Here expertise doesn't come into picture, mindfulness. If it is snow, like don't ride in a ballistic, come to combat or come to glide. Or even some extremely challenging terrain. Come to like, there is a park assist.
Oh, so you use that?
Yeah, reverse and forward. Somehow you come out of that challenging terrain, then you start riding. So that is where whenever I see extremely icy patcher and skiddy one, then I come to park assist. I take little reverse, forward. Somehow I come out of the place. Then again I start riding. So that way, mindfulness. Again, depending on how I would have overcome the previous challenge, I follow the same with whichever comes further as well.
So based on that, you make the plan. This is good, man. I'm actually learning a lot of things from you, because you are kind of using every inch of the bike, what I see.
Yeah.
Like every feature, every function you are using, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Harish, one more question is now coming down to the service, okay? Because you have done so many kilometers. How many service roughly you have done?
After each 5,000 kilometer, I got one. 75,000 kilometer is 15. Apart from that also, interim service I'll be getting that. Some kind of, like whenever, small services and all. So I would have done more than 20 services, but this is the first bike to get servicing done in almost all space stations in India, in Nepal as well.
So Nepal they have?
Yeah, Nepal there is a space station. It is called a space pod.
Okay.
So there also I got it done. There I got it done 2 servicing, one at 40,000 kilometer, another 45,000 kilometer.
Wow.
Interestingly, after each 5,000 kilometer, without any plan, I'll be in another space station. For example, when I was in 5,000 kilometer, I got servicing done here in Bangalore. 10,000 kilometer in Kochi, 15 in Hyderabad,
Okay.
Say 20 in Vizag. So each 5,000 kilometer, I used to be in one other space station. I used to get servicing done there.
Okay. So and so because it's a EV, you
Yes.
don't have an oil change and all that kind of thing. So what exactly do they do in a service?
I didn't get into much details about it, but there is some kind of transition oil which they change, and they do the general checkup of entire bike and including the battery, whether everything is normal.
And average service cost is about?
Just a paid service 3,000 to 4,000.
Okay.
If any additional accessories and all, that is additional.
So brake pads is most of the time?
Yeah, brake pads. So brake pads usually suggested after each 10,000 kilometer.
Okay.
Chain sprocket after each 15,000 kilometer. Tires after 20,000 kilometer. So since in 75,000 kilometer, almost everything I replaced it except the battery and charger and panels.
And battery has a long life. I mean,
Yeah, 8 lakh kilometer.
Yeah, so that is a major part of the motorcycle.
Yes.
Okay. So about the motorcycle, now as you said, acha, you had been traveling only solo, or have you ever also traveled with
My
pillion?
first preference always group rides. If there are no group rides happening or if nobody is there, I enjoy my solo rides.
All right. Now we'll understand how do you pack your stuff, because the boost charger is quite a big size.
Yes.
You are carrying a boost charger.
Yes, I always. By default, this one panniers will have boost charger. Another pannier, the minimal, like all my, the cloths are jersey kind of material.
All thin.
Yeah, thin. Jersey kind of material, it won't take much space. Hardly I take 5 to 6 pairs. I'll fit it there and I'll start my run. And recently I started using the tail bag.
Okay.
Since I'm
so you are using a tail bag and then you are using a the side panniers.
Yes.
So these panniers, they are from Ultraviolette.
Yes.
And you have that saddle stay and
No, just a tail bag. I'll keep it here. It's a smaller tail bag only.
right. So this part has the charger.
Boost charger.
So it has some kind of wrapping system to wrap the charger.
Yes.
Okay, so it fits well.
Yes.
And this will have your necessity things.
Yes.
Okay, and these are both have a waterproofing cover, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you keep a tail bag.
Yes.
So it's a good way to travel, and this also looks sturdy.
Yeah.
Strong.
There are many falls as well. Still they are very strong and sturdy.
No
enough to
problem at
carry.
all. It goes good.
Yes.
Oh, that's good, man. But the setup is quite compact and it's good.
Yes.
So now, Harish, one thing. What I see is if you have traveled 75,000 kilometers, if I calculate it as a regular motorcycle,
Yeah.
I would have to spend a lot of money. So
Yes.
let's calculate ki if I am riding a petrol bike and with the same kind of power performance, if I see, the average fuel consumption will be like 25 kilometer per liter. That's what the cost is.
Okay.
Let's say roughly our petrol cost is
25,000 kilometers, 100 liter, 300 liters.
300 liters. No, it's
3,000 liters.
3,000 liters.
3,000
actually.
liter.
So now the thing is that 3,000 liters is about close to
On an
3
average,
lakh plus.
100 if you, 3 lakh.
3 lakh plus, man. What I see that you have already recovered almost 60% of the vehicle. I think 65% of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Another, I think 6 months you'll recover the whole cost of the bike. No, but I think that you are the one who is actually utilizing the full potential of Ultraviolette.
Yes. The features wise and the range wise, everything.
Every way. Acha, so far, did you face any kind of issues with the motorcycle? I mean, because audience will definitely like to know ki, see, now what has happened ki, a lot of people have that thing that ki, are the EVs reliable? Okay, can they use it for long term? So can you just speak about it roughly if you have any issues or anything?
Some beautiful things I'll tell you, reliability wise. This brand and the battery is reliable in a way. When I was charging at one location, there is a short circuit. If something would have happened to the charger or battery, I would be stuck somewhere. It was around 1,000 kilometers away. So then, when short circuit happened, that socket burnt. Then I took the charger, everything. If you have to pay some minimal amount, it's fine. Then I went to next location. Its charging started happening perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
That was short circuit. One place, as soon as I was turning on the charging, it was fluctuating. Power was. It was a small town, small village kind of. There the power supply was low. It was not taking up the so much power needed for that. Then I went to next location. Again, charging is perfectly fine. What I mean to say here is, nothing will happen to the charger and battery.
Okay.
However, the external condition might be. If short circuit gonna happen, it happens to the socket, not to the charger or battery.
Right.
If power fluctuation happens, again the fluctuation happened to the place where I am charging, not to the. So this way, we don't have to worry if there is some issue at one place. We can move to next
The other
place and
place.
we can proceed further.
Alright.
And there are 3 places. I took a remote access and got the issues fixed.
Oh.
As I told you when I was in welding shop, it stopped charging. Since I covered charger with the panniers rain cover, they figured it out by sitting in Bangalore.
Wow.
1,000 kilometers away. Once I was in Bhutan border, which is 3,000 kilometers away.
Right.
They took a remote access of my bike. They fixed some issue.
Oh, wow.
Then there was one time, it was starting, but throttle is not at all working.
Okay.
I wasn't clue like what needs to be done. When I called night time, around 9 p.m., they took the remote access of my bike. They fixed the issue.
Oh, wow.
So this way,
So this support system is good.
Yeah.
And they can fix things remotely.
in this support system, when I went to Kochi, I was on land. I wanted to go till the beach. So there is a sand starts.
Okay.
As soon as sand started, like the wheel started rotating and I fell.
Okay.
Fell in the sense, I just stepped out,
Right.
bike
And the bike
slightly
fell.
down. Immediately I got a call. Harish, are you alright?
Oh, wow.
I see that your bike has fallen somewhere. Then I told that, no, it was not a major fall. I entered to sand from the hard land. So that's where it took a slight skid.
Right.
So there are 3 alerts they have. Movement alert. If I parked bike, I went inside somewhere. If somebody is moving my bike, I get an alert. Tow alert. If my bike is getting towed somewhere, I know that they towed from here to so and so location. I can go and collect from there.
Okay.
Fall alert or crash alert. Whenever there is a fall or crash happens. So Both I get an alert in my mobile app, even the UV team gets an alert.
Acha.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how they figure out the crash and all that.
Yes.
Okay. Acha. Braking I saw with this bike is really good. Good
Yes.
quality brakes.
Yes.
And because of regen, I think we use very less brakes compared to the regular motorcycles.
I usually use regen when I'm in a upwards mountains
Huh.
or in a curvy
Curve.
turns and all.
Okay.
So where manual braking needed, instead of that I use regen braking.
Right.
If I'm on flat road on highways, I
You
don't use regen.
So basically you make it zero?
Yes, I personally make it 0. Suggested is 4, 5 something, but I am enjoying the 0.
Okay. So but still you are getting that much range, no? So I don't think it has any dependency on the region.
Yes.
On highway especially.
Yes.
Maybe in city it is okay. Because in highway you just have to cruise, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's good. Acha, how about lighting and all? Have you ever ridden at night?
Yeah, I did multiple night rides actually. So whenever I'm on long distance ride, I don't look at the time. When bike is fully charged, I start riding. Only while charging, I take a rest. That's all.
Right.
So that way, and also I'm not an aggressive rider. I'm not a professional rider. I'm not a racer.
You are a
I
professional rider, man. You have already done 75,000 kilometers.
But I enjoy the journey. I'm a mindful rider, what I can say, or leisure rider, what I can say. So I enjoy in riding long distance. Endurance rider also I can say it. I enjoy the nature when I'm riding instead of just showing the skills of riding.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you are an endurance rider because see, it takes a lot of patience to do that many kilometers on highway. These days, I see a lot of riders are there, but yeah, the kind of kilometers you have clocked is like it's a different thing, man. Not even ICE engine people, they also don't ride that many kilometers. Yeah, I got that patience. So as you said, in a day you do about 600 kilometers is
That's
what
maximum. On an average 500.
Right.
400 is the minimum.
You have ridden across India.
Yes.
There might be places where the temperature will be very high. A lot of people say that the battery performance degrades and then electric bikes they burn. Lot of people say a lot of things.
Maximum temperature I had ridden up to 44 degrees east coast, Vizag, Chennai, that place. And lowest temperature I had ridden Nepal, China border, Kerala border, minus 10 degree temperature in January first week.
Oh.
So the difference of temperature is 44 degree to minus 10 degree. 54 degree difference. But the range wise, charging duration, everything is normal. I did not find any difference.
Okay. And your battery is still 100%?
Yeah, now 75,000 kilometer covered. Still when I charge 100%, it's 100% battery with excellent condition.
Okay.
Not even 1% of the battery life degraded.
So how do we see that if the battery life is degraded?
Yeah, while charging, once the charging is done, it's just like a mini computer. You can check
on
everything.
The board
battery
itself,
life. Yeah, here only. Yeah. You can see battery condition is excellent.
Excellent. Okay. So nothing has changed.
Yeah. Now battery is 95%. Its limit is 100%.
Yeah. That is understood. Only now the range is 95%.
Yeah. Because I ridden from my home to here, 5% of battery I spent, but its limit is still 100% only.
Right.
And the battery condition is excellent.
So no problem.
So now it's at 75,000 kilometer battery condition is excellent.
Right.
So I want to show that when it is 1 lakh kilometer battery condition is excellent, but there are some EVs, I don't know the names of it, but they give the warranty as 30,000 or 40,000 kilometer.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, that way like 3 times of their warranty period, still the battery condition is excellent.
So one thing what I understand from this whole video and your experience is that this is a very reliable motorcycle.
Perfect.
It's a very reliable EV.
Yes.
So we can just trust. Because see, now it is not just that you or me saying something, but you have already proven, man. 75,000 kilometers in 13 months is like crazy, man. Crazy. I don't see any regular motorcycle doing that many kilometers.
Even in this context, I mean, since new people may not be knowing, my own close friends, relatives, family members, they are aware. If Harish is choosing something, he will take time to choose. Once he has chosen, that's gonna be one of the best in the his choices.
You do the research well.
Yeah, because I took minimum 2 years to choose this. So before their launch to after their launch.
Right.
So I understood very well. Then I noticed that this is the best available in the market. Then after choosing anything, I won't be having regrets, because whatever regrets I should have, that would have been voided during the research.
Right. Harish, you let us know your Instagram ID so that people can also follow you. See, Harish is doing so many kilometers, so many trips and all. If you want, you can directly contact him. You can be in touch with him, and you can follow him on Instagram. Just let me know your ID.
Harish 005. small letter HARISH, Harish 005.
I'll share it here itself. So please do follow, guys. It will be great. So thank you so much again, Harish. So Harish, after using for 75 kilometers, more than a year, now will you suggest others to buy the Ultraviolette?
Obviously, yes. The thing is, as I told you, I take more time to choose some brand. Once I choose it, no regrets at all.
Right.
This is one such product. And why we look for a bike? So commute and longer distance travels.
Right.
So when you have I always introduce the Ultraviolette in such a way, it's an advanced like high performance bike. It's not just like any other motorcycle.
Right.
And also there was one saying which is my favorite. It is motorcycle. The similarity ends there.
Right.
Rest everything you can see aviation DNA in it, and this looks like a normal crash guard.
Right.
But whenever fall happens, nothing will happen to the body. Just that will get bent. We can get it replaced.
Right.
So there are many such features which I am impressed with. I am enjoying each and every feature when I am using it.
दोस्तों ये था एक लॉन्ग टर्म ओनरशिप रिव्यू 75,000 kilometers, man, that's lot of kilometers, and on the EV itself. I think this will kind of give you a lot of confidence about this motorcycle. See, we have seen ICE engine for a longer period of time. Since the EVs are quite new, a lot of people kind of don't get that confidence. They feel that ki, yaar, it may have more issues and more things and all. But what I understood about Ultraviolette from day one, I was totally impressed about them because they have innovated a lot of things, and now if you see, they have got their presence in so many international countries also, no?
Yes.
Yeah, Harish, you are actually going to some international ride or something, you said?
Yes, I am starting off. Still, it's in a planning stage. Once it happens, I will tell you
let me
because
know. Okay,
I'm not a destination-based travel. Whichever destination comes my way, I'll update it on Instagram.
Oh wow. So दोस्तों हरीश की जो इंस्टाग्राम पेज और जो यूट्यूब चैनल के लिंक है वो मैं शेयर कर दूँगा अपने वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन पे, आप वहाँ से जाके इनको फॉलो कर सकते हो. इनफैक्ट आप अल्ट्रावायलेट की पेज भी फॉलो कर सकते हो, वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन और अपडेट्स जो मिल जाते हैं आपको बाइक के ऊपर. थोड़ी सी हम लोग देख लेंगे कि हरीश आपने कुछ एक्सेसरीज इंस्टॉल किया है इस मोटरसाइकिल पे?
Yes, I did not miss a single accessory. These are called tank grips.
Tank grips. This is very much needed, I think.
Yeah,
I have to
since it's a sporty version, tank grips needed.
Right.
Then these are lever guards, and these are panniers. These are aero wheel disc.
अच्छा, हाँ.
So
this is for style?
yeah,
Just for style. हाँ, okay. And then I think you have also taken some falls already.
Yeah. No, this comes with the bike.
No, I think here some scratches are
Yeah, there are many falls.
Many
not
falls?
one, many falls.
Achha, these crash guards, do they protect actually?
Yes, actually they do protect. The kind of major falls which I had on Himalayas, so this crash guard is only protect.
So basically ये जो fins जैसा दिख रहा है ना, ये actual में crash guard है. इसके अंदर metal है, ना? There is a metal.
Yes,
inside.
metal, but that will get bent. Some major falls I had. Still the bike is as good as
intact.
No yeah. And also I took the screen guard.
Oh, there is a screen guard for this?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I'll be riding in all kind of climatic conditions.
Yes.
It won't directly come on the odometer. Screen guard will protect.
Right. So that many accessories you have.
Yes.
Rest everything all stock. Only tires I think you have. Achha, spare parts you have changed. What all things you were saying? One is tires you have changed.
Tires third set going on. Even the brake pads and the chain sprocket, everything third set going on.
Okay, nice. Nice, man. Nice. Good. You have done so many kilometers. The other day it was parked at this place, Krishnagiri. So what were you doing that time when you were charging this motorcycle?
Just I went for a ride. While coming back I was charging, and this is the only bike to get charged across India, all the charging stations. Wherever UV SuperNova is there, I went somewhere in Pune and Mumbai. There is a Daman Diu.
Daman, yeah?
There is a UV SuperNova. I went there. Sir, it's already 3 months before installed, 6 months before installed, you are the first person coming there. So that way, this bike got charged everywhere in India, wherever the UV SuperNova is there, even international.
So how many UV SuperNovas they have? Any idea?
Currently, they are increasing. When I was using it, like recently, I got around 20 to 30 were there. They are keep increasing. Whenever there is a new space station comes, nearby there are some SuperNova.
Okay.
But stay tuned. Once the Shockwave and the Tesseract get delivery starts from next year, the number of charging
will
stations will increase.
I am just waiting for it because I have also booked a Tesseract.
It's more of a demand versus supply, like more the bikes roaming, UV bikes, more the charging infra.
Right. So you had been using all the chargers.
Yes.
That's good. Nice. ठीक है यार. Thank you, Harish. चलो.
Yeah.